So I'm here in the Palo Duro Canyon, hiking my way along. Just down at the bottom of the canyon. I already was up at the top, hiked up and back. Views were good. I took some pictures. I kind of forgot to take a video, so sorry. But yeah, down here in the bottom, it's a nice trail so far. I mean, just looking along, and this sand, pretty flat. And I imagine, like, being in the bottom of the canyon, it will be pretty easy. I kind of looked a little bit into these trails, and I've noticed a lot of the times whenever is that water? No. Whenever something says, like, you know, you have easy, moderate, and difficult on trails, difficult's kind of like not that hard. And then if it's moderate, it's going to be like pretty flat, but it'll just be longer. Maybe a few up and downs, but it's not really going to be like anything technical. So I'm pretty excited about being out here. It is really sunny. I've been putting on sunscreen a lot. It's going from the winter in Indiana and being inside most of the time and being pasty, and now I'm just trying to not come out of here looking like a lobster. But other than that, having a good time, enjoying the sunshine. It's not too hot, which I guess it is still February, so it's expected, but enjoying it so far. Only gonna do like 12-ish miles today, so I'll try and come back with some more videos. I'll try to actually remember to record some stuff, but I'll definitely have some pictures, and I'll definitely try to get as many videos as I can. So peace for now. It is 60 degrees outside in the sun, and there's still snow out. So I have a distinct feeling it is going to be very cold tonight. But it was a lot colder last week, so I should be all right. And then another small concern I had out here was water, like being in the desert. There are a lot of like campsites and stuff that you can refill your water bottles at, but I was worried like if I ran out. Luckily, the stream is still flowing, which is kind of amazing. This area of Texas has actually had one instance of precipitation, which was snow I think a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and sometime in that area. And that was the first time they got any precipitation. It was only like 1 inch of snow since October 1st, I believe, what I was told. There's a burn ban right now, which I'm not that worried about. I wasn't planning on starting any fires out here anyway. So luckily I do have some place to get water, so that alleviates some concerns. Then I got a new concern that it's going to be fairly cold tonight, so that'll be less fun. But I feel like I've definitely been in colder. I definitely have been in colder. So quick, another part of the video, and I'll probably come back with something new in a bit. There's always something about just seeing all the layers in like a canyon wall that just always amazes me, and never won't not amaze me. It's one of the coolest things. Kind of torn on hiking in the canyon because I don't like hot, but the new scenery does make it pretty beautiful, so I guess it works out. All right, y'all, I just got into camp, and well, and it's not just got in, you know, I got everything situated. I got my tarp set up over there, if you can see it. And here in Palo Duro, there is no like dispersed camping, so you do have to like buy a campsite. So I'm at like a actual real campsite. There's dumpsters and a porta potty and water. It is, you know, really nice, so I'm not going to complain too much. Sun's about to set, and I got like another hour-ish. I got into camp pretty early. I just kind of made it to the other end of the canyon and got to my campsite and called it good. I wasn't really pushing for a bunch of miles today, you know, and I was running low on water in some of my spots, so I couldn't like go out on, you know, any crazy adventures. So just got into camp, feeling decent. Legs hurt a bit because I haven't hiked in like a while. I think I got a blister forming on my foot, which is no big deal. You know, I've had that happen before. You just kind of hike through it for a little bit and then it goes away. So just gonna go ahead, get some dinner, and probably go to sleep as soon as the sun sets. I am pretty tired. You know, been a bit of a long day, so I guess I'll see everybody in the morning. Hopefully I get a nice sunset, or I'll get a nice sunset and then a nice sunrise, and do a little more hiking in the morning. All right, so peace for the night. Just starting off the morning. I guess not just starting off, a couple miles in, but I had like probably one of my top 5 worst nights of sleep while hiking, and definitely my #1 weirdest morning while hiking. Just very, very odd all around. Last night I had my tarp set up and everything, and you know, I've been in like windy situations before, windy areas, and well, where does this trail go? This way. And windy areas, but there was something about just like the wind was just like swirling and changing direction nonstop, and my tarp was just getting blown around everywhere. It was never consistent. I could barely sleep. Like my trekking poles that I use, you know, I was setting it up with kept falling over. The tarp's falling on me. One of my trekking poles like hit me in the head. Just I'm like getting up and adjusting it, trying to get the trekking pole set up. None of my ropes are holding tight, and it was just like I could never get this thing set up as perfect as it was when I had it set up initially. So after like a couple hours of fighting it, I finally just gave up. Basically just wrapped my tarp around me like a bivvy, kind of had it set up like that, and just called it good. And then I was finally able to get some sleep, and I was fine with it, you know, like I've definitely had worse nights, you know, at least there's no bugs. I did get a decent amount of sleep. It's just like kind of the battle with the tarp made it a lot less fun. But in the morning I get up, I don't even think about it. I just get up, like start packing up my stuff in the morning. I'm just sitting there kind of getting my bearings. Got my sleeping bag wrapped around me, and a couple of rangers pull up, a couple of the park rangers. They pull up in their truck beside me. I'm kind of confused. I'm like, I don't know if they're, you know, there's like dumpsters. I don't know if they're going to the dumpsters to check them or what they're doing. Well, they get up and they walk towards me, and one of the rangers like, hey, how's it going? How are you doing this morning? I'm like, you know, good. And he's like, do you have a pass? And unfortunately I didn't have my pass on me. I did have a pass for the campsite, but I kind of had to do it weird because I drove in on my own, so I had to buy a campsite for my truck and then a campsite for myself. So I had to explain this like at the front gate, and then I'm explaining this to the rangers, and they're like yeah, we just got a call that that there was somebody just wrapped up in a tarp, didn't have a tent or anything, just in one of the campsites, so we just wanted to make sure, like, you know, there was nothing fishy going on. I'm like, well, no. He's like, you don't like even have a tent? And I was like, no, this tarp's it. And he's like, you know, kind of looked at me funny. I was like, all right, well, have a good day, I guess. I was like, all right. And then, like, I mean, it was like 15 minutes later, another group of park rangers like drove by really, really slowly, both looking at me. I waved to them, they sped up and drove off. So I've never been mistaken for being just a vagrant homeless person who got lost or just needed somewhere to sleep and picked here and picked, like, you know, a campsite. So I thought that was pretty funny, and I figured I needed to share it because I've never had that happen. So only gonna hike a couple of hours today. I gotta be out, my truck's gotta be out of its campsite by noon. It's like 9:30 right now, so I'm just gonna hike to my truck a couple miles, and then probably just head out and call it a day. I feel like I got my fill of practice hiking for the day, or for the week, so maybe I'll come back out here for another round, but I don't know. It did cost me a bit of money to come out and camp and everything and buying the 2 spots, so might just save it for the Arizona Trail and kick it off there. Oh, so out of shape. So I don't know if I'll have any other videos until I'm done, but okay. I don't know if I'll have any other little pieces of video until I'm done hiking. I probably won't. It'll just be my last video, like at my truck. But whenever the next part of this video is, peace. See y'all later, which will be like instantly for you, but whatever. See y'all later. So it's another video right away. See a deer just staring at me. This is one cool thing about parks and stuff, that animals really don't have fear, nearly as much fear as they do in the wild. So I was fairly close to her. There she is. You can see her. It's hard to zoom. I don't know how to zoom in on this thing without my phone controlling it. But there she is in the middle of the road. One of my favorite parts about hiking in these parks like this. So you can just get so close to wildlife and really get just like something that you would never see just normally. All right, until I decide to video again. Whew. All right, so I just got back to my truck a little bit ago, and you know, done hiking here in the Palo Duro. I hiked quite a few of the trails. I didn't quite get to all of them. You know, big task for 2 days of hiking, but I will say, like, you know, it's a great place to hike. The trails are really well maintained. They're not like the best marked, but they all kind of connect together. So if you do get lost, you just end up, you know, back somewhere where you know where you're at. You're not really gonna like wander off into the wilderness and get completely, you know, end up where you're completely lost or anything. There's a lot of places to get water. You know, you're just gonna have to carry a lot if you're kind of getting away from like the main like bottom of the canyon, which I ran into a little bit and kind of cut some of my hiking that I wanted to do out, but you know, it happens. I will say it's like, it's not quite as aligned to like long distance hiking, you know, or, you know, if you want to go out and like park your truck somewhere, park your vehicle somewhere and then go out and do like, you know, a 20-mile hike and then camp out, you know, just wherever you want, and then, you know, hike back to your vehicle or do like a big loop. It doesn't quite work that way. You can't do dispersed camping here. You have to have a campsite. You know, like I was saying about my morning, you know, even like at a campsite, just kind of not looking like a typical person who stays there. They were really suspicious of me. But if you're going to come out, do a day hike, you know, or like kind of park in one spot and just kind of hike there and back, you know, out and back and out and back. It's really good for that. None of the trails are really over, I think the longest trail is like is like a little over 4 miles, like 4.5 miles. And you know, if you want to, you can come out and you can just hike down and back in like a couple really nice different trails. A lot of, you know, you can hike one trail because it's only, you know, maybe a 3-mile loop or something. Hike that trail, drive to another one, hike another trail. Kind of, you know, I'm happy the way that I did it. You know, I don't think I would have gone back and hiked out and back and, you know, slept in my truck. I did like, as bad as it ended up being, I did enjoy, you know, being back out, like sleeping under my tarp. You know, like as bad as it was, it still like was a good refresher to me, and like really just being back out in it. Hopefully the wind's not messing up my sound too much. But like always, if you did like enjoy watching me hike out here in the Palo Duro, you know, leave a like on the video. If you want to keep seeing me hike, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any, you know, suggestions of videos you want to see or things that I can do better, you know, I'm always looking to improve these videos and try and get, you know, a better, you know, I guess a better like product out to anybody who's watching. You know, leave a comment, just tell me what I can improve on, and I'll do my best to like make it, you know, make it as best as I can. You know, I can't do any crazy editing or anything, especially once I like really get out on trail, because I won't have like a laptop or anything. I'll just be doing this on my phone. So, you know, just give me some tips to improve, and you know, I hope everyone has an amazing day, and thanks for watching. Peace.